Illegitimi non carborundum. The concept of atonement is frequently framed in a religious context, but there is value in contemplating and practicing it regardless of your faith, or lack thereof. At least there is, assuming you are not a sadist who enjoys causing harm, or a sociopath who truly does not care about the negative effects of their actions on others, in which case I am sorry you do not enjoy the same connection to humanity that most people do, and I hope that you can find professional help. For the rest of us, recognizing and remedying harms we have caused to others, intentional or not, is helpful not only for them, but also aids in putting ourselves more at peace as well. At its most basic level, atonement is about righting wrongs that we have done, where we can. There are three ways in which our actions may directly harm another: through intentional malice, as a predictable result, or as an unforeseen consequence. It is easiest to identify harms that we purposefully inflict, such as physical or verbal abuse enacted out of negativity such as malice, spite, envy, or frustration. Intentional physical or emotional damage is often the hardest to atone for. If you have the opportunity to make the attempt and you are truly sorry about the wounds you inflicted on someone, try to explain to them why you sought to hurt them, how you feel about your actions now, and how you will do better in the future. If they have a suggestion for how to put things right between you, then listen and accommodate them where possible. Sometimes we know our actions will cause harm, but that pain is an unavoidable result rather than the purpose behind them. This will frequently be the case where competing desires amongst individuals mean there is no outcome that can satisfy everyone. For example, ending a relationship with someone who still wants to be with you is obviously going to hurt them, but that harm is inevitable if that is a relationship that truly must end in order for you to prosper. If you know that you will unavoidably harm someone, look for ways to minimize the damage and exhibit as much consideration as you possibly can. The only atonement that may be necessary for this category is acknowledging the damage you caused and expressing remorse if you believe there was a better way you could have handled the situation. Though, again, given the opportunity to speak with someone you've hurt, listening to them with a sympathetic ear and seriously considering any ideas they have for restitution may help you feel better about yourself. Most insidious are the harms that we cause others that we do not recognize. It could be a simple offhand remark or a joke that someone else misinterprets, just something you believe innocuous that is actually hurtful in a way you didn't realize. That kind of miscommunication is bound to happen unless you live in total isolation, so we must accept that we will sometimes negatively impact others just by virtue of living in a society. When you are made aware that you have caused harm you didn't intend or recognize, then acknowledge it. Listen to the person you hurt, and look for ways to smooth over any misunderstandings. However, it's also important to practice empathy with those you believe have wronged you. If someone harms you, make them aware of the damage and give them a fair chance to explain their thoughts and actions before assuming they were malicious. Consider their position as well as your own, and try to find a way forward that will provide everyone with the best outcome possible. And don't think of atonement as something reserved only for serious transgressions, what some people may refer to as sins. Atonement is useful to practice for any harm that we can cause another, no matter how slight. If direct atonement is not possible because you cannot contact the person you harmed, or contacting them would only deepen the hurt, then reflect on your actions and think about what you would have said to that person if given the opportunity. Use whatever remorse you may feel to avoid hurting someone else in a similar fashion in the future. Showing consideration for other people will make it more likely that you will receive similar consideration in return. If you are seeking to be a good person, then avoid intentionally harming others. Where harm is inevitable, seek to minimize it as much as possible. Cut down on unintentional harm by consciously demonstrating empathy and understanding with the people that you interact with. When you do hurt someone, look for ways to improve their situation. It will aid their recovery and it will make you feel better as well. And furthermore, Carthago dolenda est.